Welcome everybody to the Belgian Grand Prix here in Spa. It's another Grand Prix weekend here in Formula Nitro, and this time we start off here with F3, as we do always. But again, we've got some special guests. We got Freakies. We also have Atomics here in the booth. Guys, how does it feel to be here in the beautiful country of Belgium?
It feels very special, to be honest. It's one of the most unique tracks of all time. Feels good to be here. Welcome everybody to the live. The racing won't disappoint you. It will be a good race. So stay tuned. Watch the free race. It will be peak.
Atomics.
Obviously in Europe it's getting pretty hot in here. So, as in the commentary booth, we've got the AC running on full blast. So if you hear a fan, it's just the AC. Don't worry, we're not blowing up. And I expect the usual winners to be very good around here. I feel like this track is more about skill than anything. You know, you've got that one long DRS straight down the Camel Straight. There'll be a lot of overtakes with that. And you've got the bus stop chicane, which seems very, very deadly for the Samurais in particular. As if you even touch the curb and if you don't handbrake over it, you will get flung up into the grandstands and die. So
Yep.
Pretty rough for the F1 drivers today.
Well, yeah, without a doubt, we'll see how it goes with them. But obviously, F3 and F2, quick for this one. Again, it's really crazy to me how, you know, these whiplashes are just so much quicker than the F1. It's kind of like how, you know how NASCAR is, where the actual Xfinity cars are faster than the Cup Series cars. It makes absolutely no sense because you think the higher series would be faster, but it's not the case. So.
And it's also like in 2014 where the GP2 cars in Spain were quicker than the F1 cars.
Exactly.
Fun fact out there for everyone who didn't know that.
Very good information there.
But
again, though,
the F2 pole would have been 15th for F1, I think.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's pretty crazy, actually.
Pretty rough for F1.
Without a doubt. Again, you know, looks like we're going to have a pretty good grid today. I mean, you know, you got Colback, obviously, who's leading the championship. I mean, comfortably. Again, you know, you don't want to make a mistake, obviously, for him, but at the same time, he's just been so consistent. You know, another driver as well as Bills. Those two are kind of the two drivers to really watch today. You know, I mean, are there any other drivers that could spoil the party today, you think?
I got a feeling that the rookie named Six will cause some insane driving in case of speed. As last round we were in Silverstone, and he was near the podium on his debut race, but he had to leave because his controller just like disconnected, which ruined his podium chances. But we might see him near the top podium today.
There's a person in my chat asking, can't wait for August. What does that mean?
I've got no idea.
Anybody got an idea? What is in August? What is in August?
Summer, I guess.
Next season?
It might be next season, but next season planned for after August.
Yeah.
Because the mid-season, well, not mid-season, inter-season break is in August because Commander's going on holiday. So.
Yes. Understandably so. I mean, Commander. The thing about Commander, man, he works his absolute tail off. Have you seen all the work he does? I mean, it's crazy. You'll look at his Discord, like, status or whatever, and it just shows that he is so, like, active on Fortnite. It's insane, genuinely. So, oh, it looks like Cubon's joining today.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta give it to the credit to him. He makes this track all weekend. He has focus on his focus, which is probably hard after a lot of hours.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's still managing and provide race tracks for us with Walking Max, and it's just so good to race her, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, and people don't really give the credit to Commander that he deserves. I mean, obviously, you know, it's crazy because the dude does not get sleep at this point because he's just grinding and grinding and grinding on making these maps every single weekend. And if there's even an off week, he still uses that off week to work on another map. So it's crazy. But you know, obviously, there's a lot of exciting things about next season. It's apparently a shorter season, isn't that right, Atomics?
It is a short season next season, and it will be the introduction of the race switching. So next season there might be Qatar, but then the next season after it might be Spa or something. So,
Yep.
and it's short season down to 14 races. So we can get short seasons done and more seasons done in 1 year. So
I think that's a better decision, genuinely, because I mean, obviously, it's cool to have all these different circuits on one season, but at the same time, the season goes by it goes by really slow, in my opinion. Because, you know, you get to that halfway point, you're like, dude, it still feels like it's been like 12 weeks, which it really has, honestly, if you think about it. But again, I think it being a shorter season is a lot more important than a lot of people think. But look at this grid today that we have here. A very nice
Fun
grid.
fact of the day, we are tying in every attendance with the most attended people in this season, which
Wow.
was in China with 13 people, and now we got 13 people also here in Spa-Francorchamps.
Well, you know, we were due for a good weekend. We were. I don't know how Silverstone was, genuinely. I didn't know how the numbers were, but I mean, if you have any information on that, like if it was a good weekend in terms of attendance, let me know. But qualifying is about to get underway, and we're ready to get
we
going.
had 8 people.
We got what?
We had 8 people. We had 8 people in Silverstone, which was dominated by Colbeck.
Got it.
And
well, that's the
Video
lower
games
series.
stumbled.
F1 was pretty good. There was I think there was 12 people for F1, which is pretty good, as like the average attendance is like 10, 14 maybe.
Yep. What about
But,
so
yeah.
F3 and F2? What was it like for them?
Yeah, F3 and F2 was considerably less. They had to cut down the race because there's just no point racing a full race with only 8 people.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Genuinely, I think you really want to have all the drivers on the grid, but you know, life happens. Obviously, we know that Formula Nitro doesn't revolve around, you know, everything in the world. So obviously, I know people got stuff to do, so it's understandable. It's the same reason why, you know, I can't just commentate every weekend. I got other things to do. My grandma's is moving in with us. We're making big renovations and stuff on the house and everything. So, I basically am not even gonna be able to live in my own house for a bit. But that does not say that I cannot, you know, come over here to my house and stream these Grand Prix and such for y'all. So that's good to know. But I'm gonna miss sleeping in this bed for a very long time, because obviously this renovation is gonna take till probably around Christmas, which is kind of crazy to think about. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. Genuinely, it's gonna be kind of crazy. But I'll probably like just come over here later in the day and, you know, get these things going. So again, though, it looks like we got a very good grid today, and I'm really happy to see that. You know, we were due for something like that. So again, we'll see how things go as this Grand Prix weekend goes on. Obviously, it's F3. Got F2 and the F1 later, which obviously that's very intriguing because, Commander, we were talking in the pre-race chats, and if you're just tuning in, by the way, some people didn't hear what Atomic said, but basically, there is an issue on this bus stop chicane here, where if you hit the curb a little too hard, you can go absolutely flying. So, Atomics, does this lead to more safety cars, you think?
Well, I think there'll be safety cars for sure, but I don't think there'll be as much as usual, because most of the curbs here only throw you up, or at least in the Samurai, they only throw you up. But they don't particularly flip you. It's only the bus stop chicane which is more to the cautious side you want to take it, as it's very tight and the curbs are very much raised as well.
Well, so far, no laps have been made yet in this qualifying session, and Midas is coming down here. What is he going to get here? Are the laps even working?
Should be. It's
timer.
working in practice.
I don't see the timers, the times. There we go, finally. All right, so the lap to beat is a 1:23.150 by Choco. And as I say that, Six Eyes just takes that with a 1 point. Okay, everybody's getting absolutely incredible laps here. Okay, everybody. Oh my gosh, Peacock a 1:24. Panner with a 1:26. That's not ideal at all. 2 seconds back. Colback, okay, yep. Being Colback and having a 1:22.960. Again, you know, you talk about consistency. It is Kolbeck. He is the definition of it, you have to say, right, Freakies?
I mean, yeah, he is the best driver on the F3 grid currently. He is a contender for the F2 title next season and for the seat in F1 for the future, but as well as he's good in the track, he is well hated amongst the community, as we have seen in the chat, for some apparent reason. He's like kind of Max Verstappen, to be honest. Not everyone likes him, but he's one of the best drivers on the grid.
You know, would you say that's a fair comparison, Atomics? Atomics?
He's a mute. He's a mute.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get back to him later, but again, it looks like Kolbeck right now on pole with a 122.960. 6 eyes is there as well, and you got Bills. So right now that's your top 3. That's O'Neal, Midas, Rudy, and oh, never mind, I just spoke too soon. Everybody's laps are being invalidated too. So yeah, are the cars allowed to use brake on turns? Freakies, please explain that to a driver that has never really raced before in Formula Nitro. How do these cars brake into these corners? Do they brake, or if you brake too slow, are you going to lose a lot of time?
Well, you don't need to brake. You just need to handbrake into one of the corners, but it's basically all just flat out, which makes it more difficult to get more to the apex, get better corners, look around into corners to get.
What a lap by Bills! He was flying out of that final corner, literally, and he has now taken provisional pole away from Kolbeck with a 122.917. It would not surprise me if he went down pit lane and accepted that lap time, but knowing his ability on the circuit, he's probably going to stay out, in my opinion.
Well, he needs to catch up to Kolbeck. There is a 13 points gap between the two drivers, and there's not a lot of races to go.
Not
so
at all.
He needs to get a good performance.
Without
or
a doubt.
in case Kolbeck gets a poor race, then it will increase the chances of Bill games. Or maybe even Midas. You don't need to count him out. He's lurking in the shadows, but he got 8 penalty points across the season, so he needs to keep it clean this race and for the rest of the races, so he doesn't get penalties so much. But
and to everybody,
it's gonna be an exciting end season.
Oh, Bill just went into the wall. I don't know what he just did there, but that was something interesting. I don't know if he's gonna go to pit lane here and honestly just keep that lap he's got, because if I'm him and you get that good of a lap, I just get on pit lane and sit it out here. Honestly, that's what I do, but I don't know if Bills is going to do that. I mean, it looks like he is going down pit lane. Yep, he is following the order that I said he should. So, smart decision here. 6 eyes also down pit lane here, just kind of chilling right now on the paddock. And again, you look at Kolbeck. What lap is he going to get? He absolutely flies out of the corner, and he is going to drop, ladies and gentlemen, because his lap is invalidated. So, this is interesting for sure. And again, I just want to clarify this to everybody who might be tuning into Formula Nitro for the first time. Hello, welcome. If you're new around here, basically, if a lap is invalidated during a qualifying session, that means the lap is going. So basically, if there's a track limit, that invalidates your lap. And what happened to Kolbeck there is he had a track limit. So what happened is his lap got invalidated, which means that he has lost his lap completely. And so now he's got to get it all back. He was in second place. And now it's up to him to make a good lap, which it would not surprise me if he goes on pole here because he's just such a consistent driver. You got to be very careful with these track limits, especially here at Spa. Right, Freakies?
Exactly. I mean, track position here really matters. Down into turn 1, you don't want to stay at the back because there's probably going to be 3 cars flying at least into turn 1, even before turn 1. As we have seen many incidents across the season, many shocking incidents. Hopefully we'll get a clean and good race today in terms of strategy and overtakings, which Spa provides.
Kolbeck trying to get a good lap, and he goes on pole. It's a great lap from Kolbeck. And again, Kolbeck continues to have outstanding qualifying sessions. The Belgian faithful are loving it here in Spa as Kolbeck takes provisional pull away from Bills with an incredible 122.806 lap time.
What a lap by him, to be honest. He might do a Silverstone again, where he gapped 20 seconds to P2. Then late safety car came, then he gapped 3 seconds to the car in second place. So he is one of the most anticipated drivers to win. But I might not be surprised to see anyone.
What's really shocking to me right now is I think Bills, he used everything there. Because now, I mean, he's just sitting in pit lane. Is he waiting? I doubt it, because he doesn't even have enough time to get that lap. But it looks like Colbeck right now is going to hold on to that pole position, because Bills Games has stopped on pit lane, and so is Six Eyes as well. So it looks like we also have a caution in Sector 1. I don't know what that's about. But again, Colbeck, an incredible lap there. No mistakes at all. No track limits, no mistakes. Being perfect as he has been in these qualifying sessions. So again, we will see where things stand here in the back of the pack. Who is going to get into that top 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8, and the 9? You know what I mean? Because honestly, we got a pretty good grid today, I have to say.
Yeah, it is very good to see many drivers in this very good circuit. Silverstone was great also, but Spa is just iconic.
I'm sad I missed Silverstone, because that literally is one of my favorite tracks of all time. In Formula Nitro, in racing, all that matters. But qualifying is over, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like Colbeck is going to be on pole, as I said. Bills is going to be in second. Six Eyes is going to be in third. Fourth is going to be Panther. Fifth is going to be Choco. Or Choco, I don't know how to pronounce it. I really don't. Then we have Midas.
You can call him Vizius. You can call him
Vizius?
It's yeah, Vizius.
Vizius. All right, okay. Midas, O'Neal, Cubon, and we have Rudy, Peacock, ARM, and then apparently some of these other drivers, which I think are just spectating. But yeah, again, it goes to show you what pace means here in Formula Nitro, and we will see how things go on as this Grand Prix gets underway. Qualifying is over here in Spa. So, with that being said, all the drivers are going to go down pit lane, get everything situated as we get ready for the formation lap, get ready for our drive around the grid here, and we'll get our insights from Atomics here on what our picks are for today's Grand Prix here in Formula 3 in the beautiful country of Belgium. Again, this broadcast is presented by FRSN, the Fortnite Racing Streaming Network. If you'd like to see a officiating point of view, you can go to FRSN on YouTube, or you can stay here and watch the commentary version of this broadcast. Go to FRSN on YouTube and subscribe to Commander, and support him also by following him on Fortnite itself. So yeah, again, all these drivers getting ready to go. Chaco going down, Vizius going the completely wrong way, it looks like. He's just going to go way around pit road. And I don't know what exactly he's doing there, but it worked, so I'm not really going to complain. Anyways, it looks like everybody is getting into pit lane now. Some are just doing some practice laps, it looks like, just trying to get all that experience they need, because Spa is one of those tracks that you need all the experience. Isn't that right, Atomics? Atomics. I swear he was talking.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. You're good.
Yeah, I was talking. I had my mic off for some reason.
You're good. You're good. Continue.
Well, yes, you do need a lot of experience to be good at Spa and to be fast, as it is. I think it is the longest track on the calendar. But what I was going to say earlier, but I didn't know my mic was off, that Colbeck, as he is starting on pole, he is on the outside.
Yes.
Which will mean that Bill Games will have the inside into turn 1, which will mean Bill's Games will probably take P1 going into T1 if he can get the jump on Colbeck and make sure he stays ahead of him, as the next few corners will it's basically right hand side favoured. So if you're on the right hand side going down Kemmel Straight, you are probably going to take the position if you're trying to overtake somebody, as you have the chicane, which is right side favoured, and then you also have the long right-hander, which is also right-hand favoured. So
Gotcha.
Bill will probably take P1 from Colbeck if he can get a good enough start.
Well, fair enough. Thank you for that insight. Very important information there again. You know, so that might have been the strategy for Bills. You know, just not, you know, go out there and get another lap because you already have that inside preferred line. And, you know, we know how it works in Fortnite where that inside line is the preferred line. The outside line, not so much, is it?
It really isn't, because if you're on the outside line, you have a longer you have a longer distance to travel, and that means you will have the disadvantage if there is someone on your inside. And as I sit here in the house by Spa, I can really sit back and relax and think of my time in F2. And I remember my controller turned off the exit of turn 1 for some reason. And then, unfortunately, there was a safety car and CJ.
Well, again.
Never mind, I gotta go.
Oh, you gotta leave. Okay, well, it looks like Atomics is gone for a bit, but we got Midas right now, Colbeck, Six Eyes, Panther, O'Neal, ARM. I'm gonna just call him Arm. I don't really care. Bills, Cubon, Rudy, Sylvan as well. Again, though, this just goes to show you how important it is with pace, as all the drivers are ready to go here. We are currently on standby here on pit lane, and we are ready to get going here at Spa for the Formula 3 Belgian Grand Prix. Again, if you're just tuning into the broadcast, hello. My name is JC, the founder of Formula Nitro, and alongside me is Freakies. We had Atomics here as well. But yeah, we are ready to get going here for the Belgian Grand Prix here in Formula 3, presented by FRSN and Piranha Tires. So, Freakies, let's make your picks here. Let's do some pre-race picks here. Who do you got for this Grand Prix? Explain your reasoning for it, and then just give me a dark horse you got as well in this one. Go.
Well, in my opinion, I think Bill Games is gonna win it. Callback is P2 and Six Eyes P3. That is my podium prediction. Dark Horse will be Six Eyes obviously, and Sylvan. Maybe Rudy also. He might challenge near the top. As we got another driver joining, that's why we are waiting a bit longer for Bilkal. As he's in the game, but he's searching for his car. But it's gonna be a very exciting race. I'm looking forward to it. And again, I'm very thankful to be here, to commentate, and just to be in this community.
Well, thank you for the insight again. We appreciate Freakies there. But this is what I'm talking about. Honestly, we're looking to see what the heck's going on right now. There's some issues here on the grid, it looks like. And now Midas is going. It looks like Commander. What in the world? Yeah, that's a nice scheme. Wow, that's beautiful, actually. That is very nice, Commander.
I think what happened was Bielka forgot to unplace his car, and it automatically spawned his car, which was selected in his locker.
Gotcha.
So that would be an issue.
So
if they blow it up, then they can get it to.
They're basically just trying to blow up the car right now. Got it.
I think he's driving it off the map, so it respawns. What a good idea by him. As the car has respawned, hopefully Bielka just doesn't forget, and he doesn't. So I think we are ready to go now.
All right, well, that's good to see that. It looks like everybody is ready to get going here. Vizius is ready to go. That's for sure. Look at him. I mean, he is amped up for this. Look at that.
JC, do you think we will see a Spa 1998 where like there was a 15 car pileup?
I mean, it would be something. I don't really see it happening though, considering maybe with the samurais, but not with the whiplashers. Unless everybody just absolutely sends it down the inside turn 1. I doubt it though. I really doubt it. Like if it is the case and it actually does happen, it'd be kind of crazy, but I just doubt it genuinely.
I mean, last season in F3, when I was racing in F3, after turn 1, there was one guy who flew into the grandstands and caused a fatal accident to many people, which is very unfortunate. But
he did.
It is what it is. It is racing, but
Well, thank God that this is Fortnite racing and not real life racing, because you know there's no injuries like that. You know, there's a lot of
esport from Fortnite
th- th-
racing.
there's been a lot of fatal crashes here, hasn't there? That I've noticed.
Yeah, there has been so many I lost count. There's always fatal accidents, but drivers needs to get an ice pack and they are cool. And they are ready to race in next week. As we are on our pre-formation lap before the actual formation lap. As Callback runs down, behind him is VZS. Then it's Beer Games. No, I think the order is wrong.
So Dylan Myers in the chat has picked 6 Eyes to win this Grand Prix today. You know, a valid pick, not the worst positioning for him, starting in 3rd. You know, gonna have that outside line again, which, you know, you don't really want to be on the outside, but you know, this is what I'm really intrigued to see, is how is this gonna pay off for these guys who do start on the outside line? Are they just gonna try and tag along on that outside line? Or are they gonna try and just lunge down the inside? What do you think they're gonna do here?
I think they are gonna try to defend position into turn 1, and they might be going into Rouge. Then in the Camel Straight they might be fine. But if they keep it clean in case. But if they don't, then it will be chaos. It will be just chaos. As there's some confusion in the back, as people are almost free wide, as they don't know their positions. As
They're asking for refills as well in the cars here. But what a grid we got today. This is beautiful. Very good to see a lot of teammates here with each other as well. We got 2 Bills, it seems. We have Bill and we have Bills. It looks like.
Yeah, the 2 Greek teammates are on the grid, on the same team finally, as Bielka didn't show as much as his teammate. Oh no, actually, wait, let's count all the rookies that this race has. So we have Post Panther, who is Pablo in the Discord, who is P3, or P4, my bad. He has a pretty good great position into the race. And then another rookie, Wanil, who is Irish, and he has shown good paces in another league of mine. And then we have Rudy. I think Sylvan is a rookie also. And that's about it, I guess.
Well, I mean, let's look at the grid here. Here's your starting grid presented by FRSN here as they go around this beautiful, beautiful stretch here in Belgium. Callback on pole, second is Bills, and it's 6 Eyes. You got Panther, you have Vizius, Midas, O'Neal, Cuban, Rudy, Sylvan, Bill has them. That is your grid for today's Grand Prix. Beautiful, beautiful weather. No rain in sight. We're not going to have any problems today in terms of weather. Looks like it's going to be a nice clean and green and beautiful clear sky day in the beautiful country of Belgium, in the mountains where Spa-Francorchamps is located. So, are we ready, freaks? We ready to get this thing going?
Never been ready my whole life. It's gonna be chaotic. I can sense on my skin it's gonna be chaos. As in the formation lap, I've noticed that Cuban had a massive lag spike, which keeps on staying, so it might be interesting to see if he lags onto the race, which will be very unfortunate and will be very problematic for other drivers who is near him, as they might just fly off the map in case of the lag. But there we go. Almost 30 seconds to the lights to go out.
What a beautiful grid today. To see all of these drivers here lined up on this Saturday afternoon. It's probably Saturday evening for y'all, but it is a beautiful day to go racing. And again, huge shout out to all the boys here in the booth getting ready for this Grand Prix. Huge shout out to Commander again for making this all possible every single weekend we do this. We got 5 seconds till the thing is going to start. We got the red lights going here. Callback and Bills, that's your front row. Will Callback have the better start? Will Bills have the better start? He's got to be very careful with that outside start. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to go racing, and it is lights out, and away we go. Colback, a brilliant start, as there's absolute chaos into turn 1. Midas and Vizius and Bills goes down the inside. A great move to get the old switcheroo, and there's a virtual safety car already into turn 1. Absolute chaos, and it looks like Bills and Colback are going to be side by side on this virtual safety car.
That was a VSC because Rudy flipped before turn 1, as video safety car is now ending. There's gonna be green flag before this corner, and there they go. They're side by side still. Do they make it clean? Do they make contact? They're keeping it clean. Colback almost cuts whole corner, as they're still side by side. Six Eyes is just flashing at the back. He goes down the inside.
Oh, Six Eyes just lost so many positions. He got that track limit. And, you know, as you know, here in Spa, if you go in the grass and you get that track limit, you lose all that time, and that's exactly what happened to him. He was in 3rd place, dropped all the way back to 4th place. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a one position, but still.
A lot of positions. He made from P10 to P6, I believe. He's fighting with Kubon right now for that position. They're side by side. They're losing time, which is valuable here for the DRS train, as they might not be able to make their strategy perfect, as it will be a very close call. But into lap 2, Bill Games leads, Colback P2, Pablo P3.
Oh my goodness, Cubon sent it into the final corner. That was really close. My goodness gracious, DRS is enabled this time here. And Bills and Colback leading the way here in Spa. And oh my goodness, Cubon and Vizius again. Look at the damage on both of their cars. That is crazy, as Colback is going to go down the inside here using that DRS. And he is going to take the lead here in the Belgium Grand Prix. And Panner down the inside
Pablo
as well.
Goes side by side. And he takes the move to P2.
Wow, look at this time they're losing here on Colback. Colback kind of pulling away from everybody at the moment. Look at this, Colback has a big gap as Bills. Oh my goodness. And Bills has lost it. What's happened to Bills? Bills just lost so much time, and he drops all the way down to 5th. He was in 2nd on that DRS straight. That is insane. It just goes to show you how one mistake can completely chill. A brilliant start to this Grand Prix.
Yeah, it's not over yet. It's almost a free ride.
And I am lagging badly. What is going on?
Oh, and they make contact into the final corner, 1L and VCS, but they're keeping it clean, no flips yet, as they keep it clean right now. Oh, I'll be back soon.
Well, we had technical difficulties. I don't know what just happened. My whole PC just shut off completely. We're back. And oh my goodness, as Bills goes up and over into the sand trap, and he drops even more positions than he did. And Colback has such a big gap over Panner. And then you have Midas. That's your top 3. Then it is Cubon, Six Eyes, who is Dylan's pick. Then you got Sylvain. You then have Vizius O'Neill, Arm Bills, who's dropped all the way back after starting in that preferred inside line in 2nd at the start of this Grand Prix. He is now so far back, he's got to make all that ground back up. Can he do it? He's going to need a lot of help as this Grand Prix goes on, as they go into that final corner. Now entering turn 1 is Colback. Colback, nice and quick. Beautiful corner. Doesn't lose any time. Panner, meanwhile, lost so much time running that inside line. Cubon is right there with Six Eyes. Let's see what happens here on the DRS straight with all these drivers all packed together here.
Steven goes down the inside of Cubon. He will have the favorite position, but Six Eyes is closing on the inside line, as Silva might make it a free ride or make a move on Six Eyes, but he has the preferred line. Cubon goes through. And Six Eyes and Cuban side by side. With,
Six Eyes is going to
two
send it on the
teammates.
inside on his teammate. How did he make it stick? What a absolutely crazy turn of events. The Six Eyes just absolutely sent it down the inside. And I don't know how in the world he kept that position away from Sylvan there.
Yeah, it was a pretty close call. Glad they kept it safe. As all the drivers who was at the back are slowly catching up. Zvizias is making a move down the inside of Sylvan. They might lose DRS here. They need to make it more strategically to not lose the DRS because it's more valuable here, as a lot of drivers need to fuel save for the ideal strategy for this race. As Midas is running P3 with, of course, Pablo and Callback.
And it looks like we have Vizius going to pit lane. That is one of the tightest
Very
pit
early
lanes
pit
you're going to
stop.
see in Formula Nitro. I just want to clarify that. That is one of the tightest ones ever. I mean, you really got to be careful because if you don't stay on those lines, you can get a penalty.
Meanwhile, Beer Games and Bullets side by side into Euro should we go as they make their way up to Radillon. As O'Neill is out of DRS of Sylvan. I think he had a small collision.
Six Eyes down the inside
This
using that
is-
DRS on Cuban, and he is going to take that 4th position away from Cuban. And it is currently Kolbeck leading, Penner in 2nd, then it's Midas in 3rd. After that, you have Six
Meanwhile,
Eyes,
it's almost a
Cuban,
free ride.
and then Sylvan. And my goodness, absolute chaos back here in the back of the pack. Bill's still trying to gain all that ground back after being in 2nd. At one point, he was leading this Grand Prix.
Yeah, it's such a shame for him as Heston goes into the wall by making collision with the trident of Bullet. As it is a shame for him, he didn't make a lot of races this season. As he has shown he's not near the top as expected. Big Games runs into the grey area of the track. As they are still side by side, a huge gap to the leaders. As Pablo is not that off.
Bill's trying to go on that
Just
outside line here on
behind.
O'Neill. Can he make that move
Oh,
work?
and Silva
Just sends
flips!
it down the
Silva
inside.
flips!
Oh my goodness, Sylvan's in the middle of the track. Bills is going in, and it's also contact all over the place on the front stretch. Bill Sylvan lost everything there. Oh my goodness gracious. Bill's just dropped all the way to the back of the pack again, and another virtual safety car. This is our 2nd of the day already here on lap number 6.
It was shown in the replay that Cuban hit the outside wall after the last corner, and Simon did too, but he made a collision with Cuban and then did a 360 flip, but he didn't move, so he didn't cause any unsafe region, as this is green flag now.
Yep, DRS back enabled. Kolbeck pulling away from Panther at the moment. Then you have Midas. After that, Six Eyes. Yeah, Cuban, the two teammates with each other. And then all the way back here, you got O'Neill. You then have Arm. Then you have Rudy. Bill. Then you got Haslam, Bills, and then Sylvan. Bills, who started all the way at the front pack, is all the way in dead last. Incredible.
His title chances are fading away now. He needs to hope in a miracle that Kolbeck maybe runs out of fuel, maybe his controller disconnects, but there's no sign of it at all currently, as he's around the final corners now. He bounces all over the sausage curves as... Let's
Well,
see the
what has
track
been fun to
limits.
watch, honestly, here is this corner, this final turn. What happens here? Arm, no mistakes. Bill, Rudy, they make a little contact. They're going to be side by side as they go through the turn 1. Hairpin. O'Neill down pit lane as well. Let's see how he does here on his pit stop. You need absolutely no mistakes. Going to stop nice and clean, nice and green. Let's see that car getting fueled up. Yep, there you go. Now he's done. He's going to get off pit lane now. And he is going to be an absolute dead last, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, the two dams are still side by side. They don't want to make any collisions as Cuban got a whole lot of damage. As they're still side by side into Wuhan we go.
That car is
Cuban, we have the
smoking.
perfect position.
That car is smoking like a freight train. My goodness.
But as we see, Midas is closing on Pablo right now, very much so that he might even be in the DRS zone in the next DRS zone.
Oh, we'll see how this works out here. Midas trying everything in his power to stay in this championship battle. A win would really put himself back in that. But again, you just cannot have Colbeck winning. You really cannot. You got races dwindling down to the very end. And Colbeck right now pulling away. And I mean, this guy Panner doing a pretty good job, obviously. I give him the credit he deserves here. But again, Midas, you desperately, if you're him right now, you want to just get past this guy. You want to get in that DRS range. You want to get that green racetrack. You want to try and find some rhythm. Try and find something that you know you can find.
A cherry on top for Bill Games, as we've seen track limits. He has a penalty for track limit penalty. So that is just very bad for him.
Yeah, 4 track limits already here. And we're on lap 8 of this Grand Prix. Reminder, this Grand Prix has 23 laps. So.
Isn't? Oh, it's 23. I thought it was 22. Oh, shit.
I think it ends on 23. Yeah, you're good. It's fine. Here's your gap to the leader. There's Colbeck. And then in second, there's Panner. I mean, you can see the gap. This is why it was really important to see what Bills would do if he got
Midas has an issue. Midas has an issue.
What's wrong with Midas?
Midas has dropped all the way to the back, as now the two dams are in the back of him.
He was in DRS range.
In DRS.
I don't know what happened, but he's dropped all the way back. It's as if he blew a tire, but he didn't. That is insane. Look at this.
That must
Colbeck
be a mechanical issue.
Just pulling away right now. And then it's Panner in second. And I mean, still, it is Midas in that third position. But Six Eyes and Cubon are just lurking. They're right on the back bumper of Midas. And here they come into the DRS zone. What is Cubon going to do? Is he going to just sit behind his teammate here, Six Eyes? It looks like they're going to do exactly that. They're going to just train by Midas. And then Midas is going to try and stay behind. So it is Six Eyes now in third place. And another track limits for Midas. Again, that is now, if I'm not mistaken, that is crazy, my goodness. That is 6 track limits. But another driver who has 7 is Bill's Games.
That's the cherry on top of the cake for him. He needs to do some miracles here and hope in the dreams of becoming an F3 champion here in Season 8 of Formula Nitro. As Six Eyes hits track limits, he's closing in on a penalty, as Midas has 9 track limits now. What's happened to him?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Midas. I don't know. It looks like he has a tire down, but he doesn't. It literally is the best resemblance.
He's very slow.
He's
very slow.
And now he's just going around the track.
To Midas?
He's swerving around. What is wrong with Midas? What is going on? He's going to pit lane now. There's a problem with the Midas machine. This could absolutely destroy the championship dreams for Midas here. And what is he doing?
And he's
parking the car.
I think.
He is parking the car. He's reversing it into the garage. And again, what an unfortunate turn of events for Midas. He was on the DRS train. He stayed there, and everything has just absolutely crushed into the dreams and aspirations for this man. He is now
Midas went from hero to zero. As the P3 in Drivers' Championship, this basically eliminates him from becoming a championship contender, as it's only remaining to Bill Games and Colbeck. But as it stands, Colbeck will increase his lead by, I think, more than 20 points, I think?
Yeah, some of that. I mean, especially Bills being this far back, too. Because, I mean, you need points of your Bills. You need to get something here. And, I mean, right now, it's really not working.
9 track limits.
We're just going to... Let's get in the Bills machine. He just got another track limit.
He's in 10.
He just got another track. I just got in the car, and he just got a track limit. We're going to see what he can do here. We're going to get inside the car here, and we're going to watch the POV of Bills Games. And there's a safety car! What happened?
Why was there a safety car? Is someone... Oh, Rudy, I think. Maybe. No, not Rudy. Someone...
What exactly happened?
No idea. Someone's out. Midas is out, but why was there a safety car involvement? We haven't seen any FIA
What is the
news
ruling
about
here?
it.
I don't understand this. Everybody on pit lane though. This should spice some things up. And honestly, if they're one driver, what a strategy for Vicious. He's gonna be in the lead now. Wow.
And now Bullet overtakes Bill Games into the pit lane as Harry retired. There might have been some issues. He might have run out of fuel. But as it
Well, never mind. I'm
stands,
wrong.
Vicious
Never
is
mind.
in
I literally
position.
thought that these drivers like in front pit already, but they did not. So callback still has spit.
They might have been over the pit lane line after safety car was called. But the top 4 hasn't made any pit stops yet, as callback is right around this 2 right corners heading into the final section of the track. He is definitely gonna pit this lap.
Well, again, this is just super intriguing.
Oh, he's on 6% or 4%.
So why did the safety
It might
car
be
come
very
out? Do we have
close.
any information on why that safety car came out?
I think it's regarding to Harry somewhere. Maybe he retired off track, or maybe he was on track and then retired. Oh no! It's in the first sector. Harry is off the track. Right here. He is over the barriers.
Oh, where?
After the camera straight. And after sector 1, start of sector 2.
Well, Thomas is just chilling there with his drums out. Love to see that. I don't see a car. Where are you at? Here, go to the paddock real quick.
Yeah.
Meet me there.
Just
Callback's still gonna be on pole here after pit stop as well. This should
I
definitely
don't see it.
dice some things up. Do you see the car anymore? I don't see it.
Come here. Come, follow me.
Okay, where you at?
So, I think he made a collision and he's off fully.
Is this
Where
car
you at?
gone? Like, do you see it?
No, he's just flipped upside down.
I don't see the.
After
Where's the car at?
sand trap. Wait, let me count the corners. So 1, 2, 3, 4. After turn 7.
Got it. We're gonna go check around here. What exactly
As they're
went
gonna
down?
pass it by now, almost. As it's right here where I stand.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay. Well, that is something you don't see every day. I don't know what exactly went down there, but that's kind of crazy.
It is a shame for Harry as he didn't attend yet again for some races, and when he attends, he DNFs. This is not a good news for AIX as... Let's round down the team orders, shall we? Let's check the constructor standings of the teams, as probably it will be a high-tech P1.
Well, this is definitely going to
Standings
spice
are
things up.
rolling.
Everybody's going to get back all packed up with each other. Here.
It's actually MP Motorsports that are leading, which is Bill Games and some other driver who is named Adventure Fox, who is not here this weekend.
Well, you got to feel
And
for
then we got
Midas right now.
Hightech.
Let me tell you something this right now, freakies. You got to feel for Midas because think about it. This guy gets out of the race. He DNFs. Some sort of issue there. Probably his controller dying or something. But a safety car comes out as soon as that. He could have been right back in this race.
He could have been in P2 for sure. He would
And
have a
look
clean
who's
run on
all the
payback.
way back in this thing. Bill's Games, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. He just needs to pass 4 cars, and he is right there. Right there
But
with callback.
remember, he has 10 track limits, so that will be like 3-second time penalty, or maybe 10.
Yep.
If it's a 3 or 5-second penalty per each. As we got 3 drivers in the safety car now. It's Starver, the GOAT, Peacock, who sadly couldn't attend because both of the Trident drivers were showing. And we got Fanatic Slow, who I have no idea who it is, but that's our safety car drivers and medics.
Well,
As now
again-
almost everyone is back at the back. Only Rudy is missing, but next lap we are good to go.
Absolutely. We're ready to get going here again. As right now it's Kolbeck on pole, then it's... Is it Panner? I think it's Panner, right?
When Bullets into the pit lane.
Enter, then you got Cuban. 6 eyes, Bill, Vizius, Sylvan, Rudy, Arm, and then O'Neal down pit lane, and the safety car is in this lap.
It might be a very ideal strategy for Bullet.
Yeah, I don't know how it's gonna work.
9% per fuel per lap. As he's waiting down the pit lane. And he's going now.
O'Neal, I don't think he's realized that. Yeah, exactly. There you go. You got it.
Oh, he did.
So they're going to get right back in this thing. And again, what's very important is the fuel. 93% for Kolbeck. 91% for Panner. Which, you know, that's 2% difference.
It is gonna be a close rundown. Who can save the most fuel to the end of the race? If any driver DNFs in the last lap, they're gonna be in crumbles. As we got the 2 dams, as well as they were fighting all the way in the race every lap. But they are keeping P3, P4, which is very good results for them. As now Mike left
It's
session.
just...
I thought it was another driver.
Nah,
Sylvan
it
gets
was
2
Atomics.
check limits on the
Atomics left,
safety
yeah.
car.
Atomics left.
Now Sylvan has a penalty also. He collected 2 track limits on the safety car, which is a shame for him. But we are down in Pujon, almost, as safety car will be in this lap.
So, the driver to watch here, in my opinion, on this restart, without doubt, is Cuban. He's right there with Panner. He's right there with Kolbeck. But you know, if you want to spice it up a little bit more, maybe put 6 eyes on Bill's games in the picture as well. You know, put them there in that discussion.
Absolutely. Sylvan did a very good thing doing a start, as he might do a very good start again in the safety car, as we are heading into the sector 3, as safety car will pull off surely. And I think Pablo, if he keeps up with Kolbeck, he might contend for the win in his debut race also.
And of course, my game is lagging at the worst
everyone
possible time. It could have lagged at any other second. Now it's lagging. Like, really? Genuinely, why? Just why? Every time. Every single time. Literally, I don't understand. There's nobody at home. Okay, we're good now, I think. Yep, we're good. All right, cool. We're back. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Kolbeck is going to have the lead here on lap number 13. The green flag is back out. Panner, a great restart. As 6 eyes goes straight into the wall. Brody's going to stack up behind. And Omni is all the way back there. What a restart there from Panner. That's why it was very important to pay attention to him, because now he's right there with Kolbeck. And here comes Cuban. And oh, look who it is. If it isn't Bill's Games himself. The driver who was in second at one point, led the race on lap 1, and has now driven him all the way back to 4th. I say that like he actually drove back. But no, safety car came out. Lol.
You gotta fear for 6 eyes. I think he made a collision with his teammate yet again in this race. They are not gonna be good friends after that. It kinda reminds me of Hamilton and Rosberg relationships in 2016, as there's no DRS yet.
Well, this will be interesting. Can Panner
keep up with Kolbeck?
Absolutely. Can Panter hold on to Kolbeck here? Well, what's his actual name?
He's still in DRS. Pablo.
Pablo? Okay, just tell me that. What you gotta say?
Okay.
Pablo Kolbeck. Got it. Cool, thanks. Sorry. I mean, I wish we just had our username as our actual driver name. Yeah, that'd be great. Be great. For real. Anyways.
Yeah.
Kolbeck just gonna have a great... Oh, my goodness. Look at that. Pablo just went flying in the air.
He's pushing crazy over this track. He goes wide into turn 1, as it's gonna be very close.
Yeah, is Pablo gonna DRS?
He doesn't.
It's gonna be so close, man. It really is. To Rouge as well. I mean, this is going to be
I
very
think
close.
he doesn't.
I know who's going to get DRS. I know who is. Cuban's going to get DRS. Bills might get DRS as well. What are they going to do here? See, if you're Cuban here, you obviously want that position, but at the same time, you don't battle for that position.
Oh,
It's Cuban! Goes flying into the air, drops all the way back,
That's easily doing.
and he's going to stay back on the track. What a move, actually. He didn't even make any contact with anybody else. That was actually really clean and green. He just kept it going. That was very close. Again, it is now Pablo all the way back here, somehow trying to find a way. But look who's in the podium places. It's Bills Games, who obviously has a lot of track limits, but again, it would be so important to gain some track momentum, and that's exactly what he's done.
He's made a very
Or
good
momentum on the
start
track.
getting
Sorry, my brain is not
positions.
braining. Apologies, chat. And everybody watching this. What is Bills planning here? Is he going to send it down the inside here on this corner?
Colbeck gets his second track
Oh,
limit
he's right
of the
there.
race.
Bills is right there. He's going to have the DRS.
I think he's definitely gonna overtake Pablo if he can. And hopefully Pablo will work together with Bill Games. As now it's an Invicta 2-4 actually. Bill can made up a lot of positions.
This is your gap to the lead right now.
Getting lap.
Here comes Bills down the outside, trying to make a move on Pablo. Can he do so? He's got to send it, but he's not going to do that. And exactly what Pablo wanted. He's going to have that preferred inside line. He's going to keep that position. And there comes Bill, the other Bill. The two Bills going at it here in Spa.
And
Pullback.
also,
Leads comfortably.
Pablo has track limit penalty right now. He hit his 5th in that first sector corners. And now he has a penalty also. Which is very crucial for the race results, as it might be anyone at this point who gets into the podium places. As now Colbeck leads away very comfortably, like in Silverstone. He has got a massive gap. Now
Well, man, it
Pablo
just
in
goes to show you,
Silverstone
you cannot be selfish like that. When you are racing in this level, when you're racing in this tier, and you got a driver like Colbeck, you have to really think, okay, hey, am I doing the right battle here? Am I actually, doing something that is going to hurt me or actually work for me in the long run? And that's exactly what it did. And it hurt, because look at the gap now between Pablo and Colbeck. I mean, seriously, think about it for a sec. That is a huge gap, and I don't know how in the world they're going to do it. Bills, again, is going to have the DRS. Is he going to be smart here and let Bills pass? Because in the long run, you got to work together. But no, they're not going to do that. They're going to be side by side again. The same exact thing is going to happen. They're going to lose even more time now on Colbeck. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Colbeck has a huge, even bigger gap than he did before. A bigger gap than my teeth, that's for sure.
And now
That's
there's
his lot.
some battles in the back. Devon goes side by side with Bilka. He lost a lot of positions. I don't know what happened. They're making small collisions, but they're keeping it clean currently. As
Sylvan and
let's
Bill.
see the track limits. Bill Games is one track limit away from another penalty, which is very shame for him, as he might be out of the points after this race ends, and all the penalties are added up. But either way, there's still a battle for P2 right now, as I think Colbeck is gonna win it after getting lucky again with people fighting at the
Not
back.
really lucky. I
Not
mean,
looking
it is
better.
talent. Oh my goodness, 6 eyes. Something about 6 eyes too. I mean, he was so far back, and look at this. He's all the way back here too as well. He's doing better than Cuban, which is kind of crazy to think about. Honestly, think about it. So,
Yeah, 6 Eyes is a pure talent. He is an up-and-coming driver. I might not be surprised seeing him in F1 near the future. As now Beer Game side by side with Pablo again.
Bills, I think, is
They're
losing his
running it back.
patience right now. I think he's losing his patience. He really is. Because right now you're
Yeah, but
losing
that-
so much time. Look at this. I mean, look at the gap now. They're almost not even on the same straightaway as Colbeck.
Yeah,
And that means a
exactly.
lot.
On 6 Eyes into the grass. Now Sylvan and Cuban side by side. They're making small collisions. And 6 Eyes makes a mistake also. And still-
Sylvan
they're
sends it
still
down the
side by side.
inside. Oh my goodness, what are they doing? Are they gonna go 3 wide?
They're getting a whole lot of damages.
Oh my
They might
gosh,
blow
they're
up
3 wide.
soon.
They're 3 wide. What are they
Oh my
doing?
God.
They're gonna blow
Okay.
up. They're gonna blow up.
But it's gonna blow.
Oh my gosh!
Come on, blow.
Cuban has blown up, and this race has absolutely blown up in expectations. Another safety car has come out. They went 3 wide, and for some reason, I don't know why in the world they did that. They just sent it, and a smart move from Rudy here. He's going to pit lane. Same with Arm and Sylvan. Sylvan desperately needs a pit stop. And look at that damage on the car here.
It was a dirty play from Cuban for sure, as he closed on the free wide, and he just turned in on Sylvan, causing more damage to themselves, as it was a result that is not gonna be good for them. 4 downs, as they were running P3 and 4, but now 6 sides is the only remaining dams in this race, as I think we have only 10 drivers remaining who is currently driving.
Well, again, I mean, it just goes to show you right there. The teammates were pinching a driver. They basically, it was a sandwich, a blue and purple. And one slice got absolutely blown into shreds just from that move. And it just goes to show you again that it is so important to be careful when you're in those situations like that, when you're 3 wide like that, especially with this new damage system. You have to be so careful. And look at this, Sylvan still has damage. I don't know if that's
he
a
has
visual
an
glitch.
issue like I did. No, I think he has an issue like I did when I did my pit stops in F1, where I didn't get held when I was pitting in my box, which is gonna be crucial for him to keep it safe and not make any unnecessary collisions, as he might not even be in the points. He might not even score on his debut, but safety car will be in this lap.
And again, this is going to be very interesting here. Seriously. Kolbeck has a big gap. Had a big gap. And again, he has to do it all over again. He has to redo what he did last time. And try and keep that gap at a large margin. Because obviously there's some track limit warnings here for all these drivers behind. But look who is in 3rd right now. Vicious. Look at this. He's only got 1 track limit warning.
What a driver. He made up a lot of positions, as I think Bill Games was in the pit lane. Or I don't know why he dropped back.
So
But
chat, you're on
6 sides
lap
is
19.
4.
It's going to be lap 20. This race is a 23 lap race, so it's going to finish on 23. So we're going to have, I think we're going to have 2 laps of DRS. I could be one, maybe 1. I don't know. It depends. It really does. But it doesn't matter. We're about to get going here again.
It's 2. It's
2. Got it. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Green flag is out. Kolbeck is going to lead as they go into turn 1.
Oh, there's collision Bill Games spinned out.
And oh my goodness, they're up and
Sylvan
over. Sylvan got out of his car, and there's a virtual safety car. He's just stopped on the track. His body is just here, just chilling here.
He had his car blew up. He's on the finish line.
That car is blown up. Oh my God,
the
it
car
is.
blew up.
The car is
Fully.
blown up. How is this a virtual safety car? This should be a safety car again. We should red flag it here, honestly. We have a car stuck in the middle of the circuit.
It might be a visual glitch. It
Yeah.
might not be shown for every driver.
Okay, so it's a visual
But,
glitch apparently.
yes,
It's a
he's
visual
ending.
glitch. So do ignore the car that is blown up on the front stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, thank you guys so much. Sylvan still thinks his car is there, and he's in the middle of the circuit. He needs to get off the circuit before he gets hit. He's running around like Ricky Bobby was. I don't know what he's doing, respectfully. I really don't. I don't care anymore. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's lap 20. I think it's going to be a 1-lap dash here. If I'm not
It
mistaken.
might be actually 2. It's gonna be 2 because next lap is DRS because of safety car.
Well, it's a virtual safety car.
The first lap. I think when it ends, it's gonna be DRS automatically, if I'm correct.
Is the virtual
Let me
safety
know
car
if
out?
I'm wrong. It's ended. It's
Oh,
green
it
flag
did?
now.
It never came up on my screen. What in the world? Okay, so there you go. Lap 21. DRS is enabled.
It's gonna be very close again with Pablo and Colback.
Pablo
Is
just.
Pablo in the DRS zone?
I think Pablo's in DRS. I think he is. Genuinely, I really do think he is in the DRS.
Yeah, he is. I think he's in now. He's in now. He should be. I think no.
He's
Wait,
not in the DRS.
he's not in DRS zone.
That's huge.
Yeah, that kinda gave the win to Colback, who led almost every lap of the race. Now we got Bielkal and Warnil.
There's
side
still
by
a lot of
side.
time left in this thing, believe it or not. I mean, you think that this race is over, but it's really not if you think about it. I mean, you still have a lot of race left here. And DRS is still enabled. So again, all you need here, if you're Pablo, is just some consistent laps to somehow get DRS off of Colbeck and to put yourself back in this thing. Because right now, obviously, you're in second. You want to win this
He's
thing.
very
Now.
close to Colback.
Just no mistakes. And there's a driver out of the session. That's probably Sylvan. I think it is. But here we go.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the white flag.
Colback has 4 track limits. Colback has 4 track limits.
Here comes Vizius down the inside. He sends it down the inside to take that second position. What a move from Vizius. He absolutely drilled that move into existence.
By him.
I mean, he
But
literally, on my screen, it looked like he was going to drill him, bro. That was insane. But again, it's not going to pay off for him. He's going to lose that position again because he doesn't have DRS. He made a bad decision there by sending it down the inside there. And it looks like Colbeck right now is just going to cruise away for another victory. He's been so dominant in Forma Nitro, in F3. Got to give him all the credit he deserves. Does anybody have anything for Colbeck late in this race? Is Colbeck going to make a mistake? Probably not. Just been so
Is
consistent.
Colback gonna make it on fuel? That's gonna be the real question, as Spear Games is nowhere near the pack. He has 17 track limits. It's not a race to remember for him.
Absolutely. I think his championship hopes are dwindling down to only a couple races remaining. But it looks like right now the picture is clear for Colbeck. He can win this championship, and he's going to add on with another win here at Spa. Colbeck wins the Belgian Formula 3 Grand Prix. It is a phenomenal Grand Prix from all of these drivers. A lot of chaos was happening all over the circuit today here in Formula 3. We're going to see how F2 goes, but what a win there for Colbeck. Only 4 track limits as well. Very impressive.
Yeah, I don't recall any race where 2 cars blew up in the same race as this magnificent race. As Pablo, on his debut, I think he gets
Second.
podium. Yeah, but with track limits, he might be down with some. But
Well,
we
no,
will
I think
see
everybody knows. I mean,
as
if you look at
it
the if you look at the thing here, I mean, Pablo's got 7. Vizius got 4. Six Eyes got 4. O'Neill's got 3. Rudy's got 5. Bill's had 17 track limits. 17, y'all. That's insane. Genuinely insane. And this race is definitely one of those races to not remember for him. You know, he was in the championship fight. He desperately needed a good result. And, well, he got the complete opposite of that. Absolutely horrible performance from him. 17 track limits. I wouldn't be surprised if he finished last in this race. Obviously, I know there's drivers that DNF'd and stuff, and obviously blew up in smithereens. But I'm talking about the drivers that are actually on the grid. It would not surprise me if he's all the way in the dead last because of these penalties he got.
Well, Bielkal, the other Greek guy, finished that last, which won't be overtaken by Bill Games because he has a track limit penalty also, and
Oh, that's good
he
to know.
was 20 seconds off the car in front, which is ARM. But I think he made a pit stop in the last lap. He might have not made it on fuel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Again, Colbeck,
Yeah.
the consistency continues. please tell me how you were feeling through this race, because obviously we had absolute carnage all over the circuit, multiple safety cars. We had a 3 wide on a stretch, and I'm not kidding. It was a blue and purple sandwich. They basically squished a car in the middle, and one of the cars who squished the other just blew up. And without, literally, you had everything, every obstacle thrown in your way, and you still win this thing. I mean, how do you do it? Call back.
What?
How do you do it, man? How do you do it?
Good. Fourth win. So
So how do you do it? How do you do it? Like, how do you?
And there was Pablo behind me. Pablo is very slow. He just, I don't know. He just helped me win by being second. VZS, for example, he was struggling very hard. He was screaming at him whole time from the last restart.
For some reason, they just threw an impulse. I don't know why they did that, but okay, cool, yes.
And I'm looking forward to race in F2 in 45 minutes.
Well, I guess we'll see
Maybe
there.
win there again.
All right, let's see if we can
Maybe
go
win
back
again.
to back. Are you gonna race in F1?
Could you repeat?
Are you gonna race in F1?
No.
Gotcha. So you're gonna race in F2 today.
It's too late. It's 10 p.m.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
in my time.
That's kind of crazy. We love time zones, right? But
How
again,
were
man,
you feeling commentating?
pretty good, honestly. It's gonna be back in the booth. I kind of like botched a little bit of the calls today, but again, it's early on. But I thought it was okay. Freakies, was my commentary good?
Hell yeah, as always.
Okay, good to know. I was just really shocked on some of the things that happened, like the blow up and stuff. I was like, what in the world?
I hate being on VC with so many people because they're just screaming at each
Oh
other.
yeah, tell me about it, dude. I don't miss those days. I don't really, but the unofficial results now. Pullback, Pablo. A Saudi and Arabian driver finished 3rd today. Are you for real?
Yeah, he won in Monaco too.
That's sick.
Yes, he won in Monaco.
That's very cool. I love
He's
that.
He's good.
I love seeing
Not to
that.
say something wrong. He's just fast.
But right now, unofficially, Colbeck now has a huge gap. 154 points to Bill's 121 points.
Pilgrims only scored 7 points this race, which is gonna be very crucial, as it's gonna be like a 35-ish point gap between the two drivers, with P1 and 2 in the standings.
Yeah, I mean,
Guys,
if you're
a
Bills,
pole equals podium. Remember that. If you get a pole, you finish on the podium. I didn't get pole at Bahrain, and it looks shit. Not counting Austria. Bye. See ya.
Thank you, Colbeck.
Not
Yeah.
sorry. Reese's.
Well, thank you so much, man. Again, this is something that we've just seen from Colbeck. This consistency, this rhythm. He's just got this consistency to him that we don't see in a lot of drivers. Obviously, one of them being Atomics. Atomics is one of them. Frost is one of them. But again, it just goes to show you how important pace is in Formula Nitro. And Colbeck really showed that today, didn't he, Freakies?
Yeah, he did. He got lucky with Pablo being second. He's not that fast as Colbeck, but you gotta give it to Colbeck that he's one of the fastest drivers in F3 currently, as it's really shown the levels of experience and pure pace. Now Colbeck has done it, but if it was clean hair ahead of VZS into that safety car restart, we might have seen a different winner.
Well, again, you looked at all the different results there, of everything. 154 to 121. That's a huge gap. Is there even a way Bills can somehow win this championship? Because, at this point, it sounds like he's literally down 3-0 in a series, about a 7-game series. Because this is a bad, bad race for him. And there's just time dwindling down for him to make a move. And to really compete and somehow, some way, get back in this championship battle. What really needs to happen if Bills wants to win this championship is for somehow, some way, Colbeck to stop with the consistency, not show up to races, or just blown up into smithereens. That's literally what you need. And I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. Colbeck is too consistent for that to happen, respectfully. So he's going to need a lot of luck to get back in this championship battle and to somehow win it. But again, that is your results here in Formula 3 here in Belgium for the Belgian Grand Prix in Formula 3. Again, thank you so much for everybody tuning in. We are going to be back with F2 coverage very soon. Ugh. Alright, chat, we're back. Sorry about that. Literally just died. So, yeah.
Wait, JC, do you think the strings could hear me inside?
No, they did not hear anything.
I mean, okay, yeah.
Okay, it's okay. So it looks like Yoshi's on pole. Okay.
Oh wow.
A pretty small grid today.
Oh, I told Yoshi he's gonna win.
Or are some of these guys not qualifying yet? Is that what's going on? Why am I lagging, bro?
Okay, I think I've done enough practice. If you want, wait. So after the race, if you want me to show you like the lines and everything,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll do that because this track is this track's pretty easy. None of the corners are like difficult. There's like one difficult.
No, it's
corner.
not difficult.
I'm running 3 FPS.
Wow.
Anyways, guys, so this is qualifying is done. I'm about to get underway again. Sorry about the delay, all. Like I apologize for that. But
Did you look like you real quick?
You need to ask Commander, otherwise we ban you.
Oh, my antenna's pretty much going.
those are down 3-0. Cool. Awesome. I don't know why we have to play at 1 o'clock today, but whatever. It's a Mickey Mouse ballpark. Never understand how we can shell Max Fried, but we can't shell Schmidt. Seriously. Okay, so it looks like a pretty small grid today. Not the best, not the worst. Actually, that's pretty good. Oh my god, yeah, this is a really good game. I'll walk on about.
Casey, why are you on a way? You're on a way right now.
Why am I on a way?
I don't know. Okay, thank you.
Because he doesn't want the host to see him online.
Bro, I get scammed.
All the host wants to play is JC.
Play the game, bro.
Wait, how is Doma racing if he's he's reserved?
Failed to send party invite.
Okay.
Don't worry, Sarah. I'll invite
Doesn't
everybody.
matter if you can open up the match and
I can't even invite you.
no, I can't either.
Oh, great. That's amazing. Also, my god, the lag on here.
Oh, that's terrible.
Fuck that.
Yeah, the game has been
I like
awful.
it.
The game
I'm
lag has
fine.
been terrible.
I'm fine. I'm on 100 ping. Well, that's
My frames are like really bad. That's the issue.
Man, that's
I'm-
amazing.
It's not
I'm
my
doing-
thing. Oh, my frames.
I'm doing 160. No, 120 frames. Not 160. Well, I'm doing 120 frames. Nah.
Wait, let me check. Yeah, I probably have too many things open. Well, I only have everything open, but
Well, there's
it's
too
like that.
many R34 templates.
Discord, voice mod,
Car?
and Renee
Did
open.
you say R35?
Okay.
Yeah, of the car.
He's talking about the skyline. He's talking about the skyline.
Yeah.
Totally talking about the skyline. Totally.
Okay.
Totally just talking about the skyline. Nothing else.
Don't hit me. Aw, mate.
Yoshi just absolutely.
Yoshi.
well, I'm just gonna have V6 on, unfortunately. That's the only thing that can work. That can work.
So V-Sync. Wait, you said you got V-Sync on.
Yeah, I turned V-Sync on. I usually have it off.
And once
We're gonna see if it
Yeah,
makes
I've got V-Sync off all the time. It gives me better frames.
Jordan
Yeah.
Westbrook just got injured from that.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about this shit more.
Fair enough. Anyways, guys, so as you can see, we got Yoshi and Colbeck on the front row. Colbeck again won the F3 race, so he's not getting into that. He absolutely
Oh
dominated
my
it.
goodness.
So he's trying to go back to back. We also have another returning driver in this one. Choco.
So good. Also, as we saw in the F3 race, person who qualified did get the lead. Well, he would have got the lead those games if it was not for the VSC or safety car.
Oh. Yeah, it worked.
So I'm expecting to see Colbeck take the lead here. That's probably why I didn't push too fast in quali and let Yoshi get pole. But I don't know why we're waiting and why there's an open grid spot.
What is with the servers, bro?
Your mic's lagging. I think it's a you thing. Wait, I'll be back.
So here we go. Tyrex is in the booth with me as well here for this. We also have Atomics. Two drivers that obviously you don't even need an introduction to. They're that good. My servers are down. I love this game. I love this game. Is it dying for you?
Fortnite servers hasn't really that.
Is it dying for you right now too?
It's at 2017, 16 ping. So, no. At least right now. I think my frames are fine. I hope my frames are fine. I really don't want to die. Alright, camera rover is on.
As the servers are trying to get back under control, hopefully.
Where the heck? Where is the grid? Where are they? Oh, they're over here.
How did?
Oh god, yeah, this is gonna be the worst first lap of all time. I can already tell.
Wait, the question is how is Choco out qualified Scorch?
Good question. It really is. I don't know what
I think
happened to it.
Boys is gonna take the inside.
Yeah,
Wanted to. He probably let off a little bit.
Where's the other? Where's this spot right here?
My toe slip.
Why is there not a driver in this spot here, the slot, man?
maybe
Yeah, why
somewhere.
is it?
Well, Sharks, if you want to meet me in the house, you can. It's pretty enough you can do.
Split controller is the new meta for Fortnite.
Is there actually a house?
Yeah,
yes,
they're like,
I'm in it right now. Oh,
Really cool.
Mom, I know.
and
There we go. We are back underway here, ladies and gentlemen. This time for Formula 2, it's lights out. Away we go. A great start from Yoshi. He starts on that outside line. Colbeck gonna sit it on the inside. He lost control. It's absolute carnage on the restart. Oh my goodness. It is JDA dropping all the way to the backside. 3 wide as it goes through a route. I'm not mistaking that again. Okay? It's not happening again. My goodness. This is beautiful.
I do not know when up with Colbeck's game there.
all I know
He
is that was a
seemed like
phenomenal
he was-
player for PhD.
Yeah. Well,
They were telling us
I
to
think
go
that
for-
was down to I think that's down to the ping difference
Yeah.
with American versus European.
What just happened to
Um,
Yoshi? What in the world just... Okay, alright, we're just gonna ignore that?
Oh, okay.
We're just gonna completely ignore it, I guess.
Yoshi.
He
Yoshi
literally was in the
okay.
lead, and again, I guess
Okay, well,
Colbeck's
Well, it seemed like my
aura
prediction
is just
was
too
wrong.
strong, I guess. I don't know.
Drops by Colbeck's aura.
well, it seemed like my prediction went right that Colbeck's gonna take the lead, but it's not
At what
how I
cost,
thought
though?
it was gonna be.
Yeah.
At what cost?
Yoshi's so far back, dude. He's gonna need a safety car times 1,000,000 right now. This is
No,
bad.
that's what he will need. If not, he's not winning, but I have a chance of getting a podium this race.
That out.
He's
So, with that being said, it is currently Colbeck leading this scourge. Got Sammy, Choco, Noma.
well, he's getting points either way. There's 10 drivers
Yes.
here,
That is the upside, but still.
so it's just a question of how much points he can get.
Yup.
And Skois is gonna have the attack on Colbeck here down the Camel Straight. Will he try and make the move, or will he just sit behind his teammate?
See, I mean,
Wait, so-
if I'm him, you don't make a move, honestly. You just kind of stay behind.
Okay, my question. Okay, which car is the ART car? Oh, it's just
It's
white.
not-
There's a
It's
graph
the
or
silver
something.
car.
There's like a
I think there's a
graph
silver car. I'm not sure.
Commander made, I think.
Well, I'm gonna keep on the gap with Yoshi in the pack. So right now it's 4 seconds, like 4 seconds on the dot. But Yoshi is definitely gaining quite a lot.
I mean, you can catch up to that. The tail end of this. Oh yeah, no, he's gonna catch up.
He's gaining quite a lot. He is flat out pushing. Yeah, I think. Well, I think the Pete's Master's already lost yours to Thomas,
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
no,
mean,
most
you look
definitely
at this
has.
and
right
he's let JDA go. Unless JDA and Pizza Master train or something, I don't think they're gonna catch.
Do y'all
want to
take over the commentary for the race?
No, you will be commentating. That is your job.
Yeah, yeah, that's your job, buddy. Unless you want to pay us for it, then
I'm good.
it's all you, Potato.
I was wondering because y'all were talking, so y'all sound fluent.
Well, right now, Yoshi has taken the gap down by a whole second. By the way, a whole
Is
second.
that just from raw pace?
We're just color commentators. Yeah, that's just from raw pace.
I know, yeah, I think it's from raw pace because look how much they've dropped off from Thomas,
Yeah.
and Yoshi hasn't gained anything to Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, here you go. Here's your gap right here. It's kind of crazy too, considering they have DRS and he's gaining. Like, that's kind of insane to think about, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they're
but
going
they-
by time too, so
Yeah.
they're losing more time.
They're not the smartest people.
Yeah, I mean, if you're them, you
Shady,
don't-
what do you expect?
I mean, if you're them, you gotta be very, very careful, especially Yoshi coming in, because Yoshi is so quick.
I mean,
Yoshi's
race
just gonna
is
fly
already
straight
over.
past them.
Exactly.
and Yoshi is just gonna lead that DRS train. I think that's what
Yeah.
they're gonna do.
No, it'll be Yoshi and JDA working together. But the thing
Yeah.
is, Yoshi isn't gonna speed. Yoshi might have DRS this lap.
Good God, he's fast.
I mean,
Because they're
look at the
still
pace
no,
he's got.
because the thing is, the gap's still
Crazy guy.
the gap's the still same to Thomas. It's not the pace he's got; it's the lack of pace they have.
I
Like
mean,
he's got DRS.
so
He's got
definitely
DRS.
not
Because look, JDA's gone as well. So it's just their lack of pace.
Yep, Yoshi's gonna have DRS here. Look at this. I mean,
Yoshi
he's
is
just gonna.
really using the fucking.
He's
F1
gonna.
esports
Yo,
freaking
language,
line.
language.
But he's there.
Alright.
He's already
There you
there.
He's
I mean, he's
already
right there.
there.
He's right down the back bumper.
He's actually with them.
If only he could
trying to
actually
do
race an
something here.
F1, he would be a decent driver.
Well, that's if he could show for the whole race and not make his and not.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Here goes Yoshi. Yoshi has the DRS. Rosawi has his DRS as well. Pizza Master does not have DRS, so is he going to take this position where he's going to just ride behind the Pizza Master machine here?
Okay,
What is this
you
going to
two
happen
are
here? They're going to go side by
pulling
side.
each other up.
They go through
What
the
are you
corners.
doing?
Again, what is the decision here? I mean, is Yoshi just Yoshi's going to go down the outside here? He's going to force Rosowski a little wide there. And they almost...
I'm definitely gonna be looking at his line.
They almost went
because-
3 wide.
Well,
Look at this.
it's the line that Pizza Master is taking. He's
Not again.
taking the real F1 lines. Not,
No, they
not
make some
and a bit
contact.
of contact.
Yoshi
And
dropping a little
Yoshi's
bit.
still there.
Okay, well,
Oh.
if that's the case, I'm gonna follow
Oh.
the pool of people.
Well, I think Squoise is saving fuel. I think Colbeck
Boys
is.
is most definitely saving fuel. Colbeck's
Okay,
going
well,
all out.
okay, well, Well, okay, yeah. Well, what I'm gonna say is happening right now. Colbeck is pushing as hard as he can. Skoyce. Well, right now Colbeck's not anywhere near the championship fight in F2.
Yep.
Anywhere near it. Skoyce is fine for the championship.
So he's really just
Colbeck
trying
is
to.
gonna let. No, Colbeck is gonna let Skoyce sit behind, save fuel, so he can do one extra lap, and like make sure he can make that 2-stop work instead of maybe fighting a little bit more and making Skoyce have to do a 3-stop, which will slow him down by like 15 seconds. So it's good what Colbeck is doing right now for Skoyce, and it's not actually hindering Skoyce. So that is
I mean,
that's what they're
it's
doing right
52.
now.
They're pulling away. Well, this is probably something to think about now.
And well, the gap between Yoshi and Thomas right now is 6 seconds. And now he's got past Pizza Master, and he's gonna probably get past Rozowski this next lap. And then he'll catch up to JDA, and then they'll probably DRS train to try catch up. Because right now it's just Colbeck running by himself,
Yeah, because you got Skoyce there. and then you have
leading that
Sammy.
train.
Not free.
Yeah.
Final chicane is the most satisfying thing ever.
In the Samurais, it's absolute death.
Oh no, it's miserable.
It's suicide. Oh, what happened to Yoshi?
No
Oh,
idea.
not again, Yoshi.
He dropped a little bit back here, but you know, again, you look at the consistency he has on the circuit. He's gonna gain here. He's gonna probably have DRS off of oh my God, the lag! Holy crap, that was terrible. The lag on this game has been actually terrible. The servers.
Language.
What? Yeah, the lag has just been absolutely terrible on the server. Yoshi has a lot of pace. Is he just gonna go down the inside on Pizza Master?
Oh,
Looks like he's going to. Yep. That's
I
exactly
just realized Skoyce got ahead of Colbeck.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Colbeck, if Colbeck starts to drop off, then
Then we'll know Skoyce was just gonna go.
yeah, because Colbeck will probably be holding up
Sammy
everyone else, so
and all
Skoyce
those
can
guys.
run away.
Oh!
My goodness gracious. Joma just goes up and over. And
Well,
now
that means
look at
that
the gap,
Skoyce-
though.
Sound excited, JC.
Well, Skoyce now has
Yeah,
the
this
lead.
race is most likely over. Let's see, it's DRS. Nope, Sammy's letting Coco go.
I would have a lot more excitement if, like, my game wasn't lagging.
You can still try to
Oh,
have some excitement.
Okay, I'll have more excitement. Alright.
Because honestly, action is probably going to be worse than F1 anyways. At least this race.
Ah, God. Okay. Squad's leads. I'm dying. Help me. Choco in second. Look at that. What a result it'd be for him.
well, if Choco and Sammy can work together properly, they are most likely going to catch up to the driver's Skoyce.
Squares. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna send on the
I was going to say
outside
Colbeck, but then it's Colbeck Dar.
I mean, what is the plan here if you are one of these drivers, you know, in the back here? I mean, like, Yoshi, I mean, obviously, he's so far back. I mean, are all you doing just praying for
All
a
you
safety
can
car
do
at this
really
point?
is pay for a safety car.
Yeah.
That's all you really can do.
Kinda
I'll
sad,
tell you that,
but
your race is most likely over, so just jockey for positions.
If these servers like actually don't, I'm gonna lose my mind, bro. Actually don't. Even enjoy the race. What servers?
Is that Chococo guy, whatever his name is he like brand new?
Yeah, I think so.
He's doing
No.
pretty good.
Wait, never mind.
He is new.
I
that's
think
74.
he's. I think he's doing pretty good.
I think he's
That's
in a
a
really
Saudi
good job.
Arabian guy. Never mind.
Yeah. I don't think he's an alt or anything. I think he's just that good.
No,
Maybe.
he's my F3 driver.
Oh, yeah. Oh, bro, shut up, Peacock. Okay.
What did Peacock say?
That's not nice.
It's
Bzzz,
bro.
bzzz.
It's Zap, bro.
Just call him 74. I just call him 74.
Alright, 74. See, this is so. I was asking Commander. Next season we need to make it so like there's a requirement like for your name to be your username.
It needs to be. It needs to be sayable.
Yeah. Or at least tell us how to freaking pronounce it so I don't mistake anything. As Sammy just takes that position away.
Or just say VZS.
BZS, got it.
But that takes longer to say, so. It's from the Fortnite, bro. Should I really take that serious?
No.
No.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. It's from the Fortnite.
The
They-
Scorch
those
is
guys
currently
cannot
leading by
race into the light.
a pretty good margin, I'd say, over Sammy and VZS.
Well, right now it's 1.6 seconds. Right now.
What they're doing right now is not good enough to get back in DRS, so. Gotta do better than that. I guess they're just gonna wait until the long straight. JC, if you're sick, don't commentate that fun race, dude.
I'm good, man. I'll be fine. I'm just like choking. The water went down the wrong pipe.
You've been doing that all the entire time
Oh.
you've been here, so like.
And I was
Yoshi's
Oh,
one laggy
Tommy.
guy.
Choco has pulled away, but I think he kind of cut off Sammy there.
Alright. I love getting sick in the summer. That's great, right? We love it, chat. We love it.
That's a you problem.
Yeah, that's still issue.
It's an immune system problem.
So currently your
Is he
podium is
catching-
Scourge.
No, there's no shot he's
Choco,
catching.
Sammy.
Yeah, no, he's not catching up.
You're not catching, no.
Unless I'm tripping.
Yeah.
No, it's about the same.
For this driver to just start, I mean, I'm impressed. I really am.
He's been racing in F3, so. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll put him V-Sync on or just racing on Xbox, honestly.
Fair.
'Cause, screen tearing is ridiculous.
Agreed. This game is so buggy,
That's
bro.
the reason why Club's wrecked off of me. And not Auto Club. What's that Auto Club for some reason? Austria. But Doma and JDA are having a nice battle right now. Even though that it's for like
Well, Yoshi is now finally ahead of Wazowski and Pizza Master.
yeah, so he can try to catch up to Doma and JDA. Why is he taking the real FF1 lines? What is he doing?
He's the GOAT.
Would be the greatest of all time if you actually had to take Fortnite line, real life lines.
Omar,
Oh, everyone's in.
Oh. That's a terrible
Yeah,
pit.
oh, is Scoice even in as well?
Yeah, Squeeze is also in.
He's off. Wait, that was a clean double pit though.
Colbeck didn't have a nice pit.
Yeah, but he also messed up pit entry.
And Yoshi's gonna have to wait a little longer now. Oh, Doma just crossed over the white line. I'm not sure if that's a penalty in here.
Oh, I think you have to cross it with all of your things.
No, like all of his tires went off.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I'm not gonna flip it or anything, but if Mater sees that, then I'll let him handle it. Oh.
Oh wow, what a save
Okay,
from Sammy.
yeah,
And there's a
that's
safety car.
Oh wow!
And there's a safety car.
No.
Look at that.
He's actually stuck. Oh my god.
Who's stuck?
Yoshi?
Yoshi got stuck. How did he?
He's in the wall.
Okay. Oh no, I guess he just did. Yeah, he just stopped driving the car.
Why is it always Yoshi being an idiot, bro?
It's
So our
Yoshi,
first
dude.
city car of the game of the
So done that
race.
shit on purpose.
He may be doing CS on purpose,
Yeah, bro. I don't blame him though.
All right, y'all take over.
Fuck it out.
bro. JC, nah, JC, you commentating. Where are the color commentators?
Nah, I got it. Don't worry.
Clubs you got in the back.
Are you just watching the stream?
Yeah, I'm watching the stream.
Here,
I'll invite you.
Yeah, just invite him.
Are you on Fortnite?
Nah, bro. I don't want. That's just gonna lag. I don't really care.
Just get on Fortnite, Co.
Yeah, she joined. That's just gonna be laggy as fuck though.
No, it hasn't been that bad,
It's
actually.
fine. It's I can just screen share it if you want to.
I think for JC, it's because of its VSync is off.
A VSync? What do you mean by VSync?
The VSync that makes input time better.
Let me do that then. I did it. So that works.
Because my frames are perfectly fine now. They aren't messing up for 5 seconds.
It's not even my FPS. It's just the game dies. It's so stupid. I don't know what's going on. First city car of the day comes from Yoshi, who again just continues to have issues.
Thank you, Yoshi.
Yoshi bottling
Yep.
once again.
It's not even bottling, he's just very unlucky. Unless he had his parents asking him to do something.
Probably. That's the most common reason.
Usually, yes. I guess we're not having a safety car driver.
I guess not. Yeah, you see how laggy it
Usually
gets?
we should. Usually
Am
it's Star World.
Oh, Star Wars, Star Wars,
Chat,
isn't it?
chat, please tell me you see how laggy my game is, bro. Like, I'm dying.
Protein Shakes thinks he's a Twitch streamer. I'm crying.
Chat, clip that, chat.
Alright, yeah.